Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. And today's video is just going to be as quick as possible, a very quick Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 settings video for both, of course, Modern Warfare 3 settings and your Xbox Elite controllers for any of you using them. Because, of course, I use an Xbox Elite Series Core at the moment, which is the same as the Elite Series 2. It does work for both, and, of course, the Elite Series 1. If you guys still have that controller, these settings will work for all three of those Xbox Elite Series controllers. But of course, as well, like I said, MW3 settings as well, which will be in the video. And I'll put a timestamp to those if you guys want those and just want the MW3 settings. If not, I do have the Elite controller here. Going to talk about that briefly, very, very quickly, just give you my settings. I'm not going to do a full explanation video because, of course, this is a beta. Things could change. These are just settings to the beta that I found that have worked pretty well so far. So yeah, let's get into it. So as you can see, my controller is pretty much the same. Of course, none of the buttons will move around besides, of course, the paddles. I use personally one paddle. This is all preference to when it comes to paddles. You might like 4, you might like 3, you might like 2. I personally like 1, and you see the one that says A. That's the one I personally use, and it's a short paddle. That's all I have on my controller when it comes to paddles and stuff like that. Next up, left stick. Keep this on radio. Keep it on default. I did have this on instant at one point. Doesn't seem to work too well in the MW3 beta. I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem very instant like it's supposed to be, so I've went back with default with this. Next up, right stick, always true diagonals. Secret source, guys, if you have Elite Series controllers, Elite Series Core, Elite Series 2 and that, and you're not using true diagonals, I don't know what you're doing, okay? This is a godlike saying. I don't know what else to tell you. Next up, triggers. If you want that instant press, because of course you can change the how much your trigger presses. However, changing your left trigger and right trigger to O and 1, of course, you don't want it to be like this when you're doing racing game stuff, but of course, we are talking about MW3 settings, and specifically MW3 settings. You want these in O and 1, because as soon as you press them, as you can see, it's instant. It is happening. As soon as I press it, that is a full press. I will be hitting my trigger as quick as possible, so I'll be able to aim down sight quickly, and at the same time, I'll be able to find my weapon as quick as possible. So yeah, do that. Next up, vibration. I always say this, turn this off. Just have it completely off. You don't want your controller rumbling about in your hands. It just throws your aim off. And then finally, the color, change it to red, gives you aim assist. No, I'm joking. It doesn't give you aim assist. But MW3 does have less aim assist than MW2, which I'm kind of happy about, to be honest, because I felt like that was something that was a bit annoying with MW2. Felt like everyone could aim well. A little bit less aim assist, but we'll talk about that when we get to the MW3 settings, of course. So yeah, that's the Xbox Elite Series controller settings. Only small things that I can talk about. I have my left stick as domed. My right stick is a standard stick with a tool control freak on it. So that is a left dome stick and a right stick normal Xbox stick with a tool control freak on it. If you don't know what control freaks are, go and have a look at them. They are great products. I'm not sponsored, but I would love to be, because their products are absolutely fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough. And then for the the stick tension, left stick I leave on default how the controller came. Right stick, maximum tension. You want this to be as stiff as possible to make it as easy and more precise for when you are aiming at people. And that's it, really. There's nothing too else crazy about my Elite controller settings. Again, these could change before the launch. I will do, of course, another video when this game fully launches, talking about these settings more in depth, so I can give you guys more of a option as to what to use and not. These are just the settings that I use, and I think you guys should go into the MW3 beta and use these settings. So yeah, let's cut into the MW3 settings next. Right, hello to those of you who just came for the settings or have finished watching the Elite controller part of the video. We are going to be going through, of course, very quickly, the MW3 settings. As you can see, I've already played a little bit, played about an hour and a half so far, the beta. I love it, I'm not going to lie, I do like this game. I can already tell I like this game. The movement, everything is fantastic, I love it. It doesn't feel stiff, it feels like I can go around the map and do what I want to do. I do like how this game is built so far. But we'll do a review more later in the day. But anyway, so let's talk about our MW3 settings, which of course go along with our Xbox Elite controller settings that we have. So button layout, I have this on tactical. I like to personally be able to, dive, slide in that with my stick. It's just a lot better. And B for meleeing. Don't think meleeing is going to be too important in this game. Doesn't seem like it's anything crazy. Dead zone inputs, this is important. 5 and 5, I feel like it's the best. If you have brand new controllers, you can go down to 2 or 3. But if you want that consistent feeling for you when your stick starts to get a little bit more loose and stuff, just go on 5.5. It's better that. And plus, you do have your test stick dead zone. This is a great feature. Glad they added this. Definitely make use of that so you can know whether or not your sticks are, not... See, as you can see, mine doesn't go back into the center properly. But it's perfectly fine. It's not going to cause me stick drift, put it that way. Right trigger and left trigger, you want these. I set these to 1. It makes your trigger input instant, basically. So yeah, that's that part done. Controller vibration is off as well. Some people use it. Don't do it. You'll be much better having controller vibration off. Your controller will stop shaking around your hand. It'll be easier for you to aim. Trust me. Just turn this off and thank me later. Next up, aiming. So I found 5.5 seems to be the secret sauce again. It seems to work perfectly well. Multiplier for sensitivity 1. I would recommend, so if you guys are like, looking for different sensitivities, because some of you like faster ones, sometimes you like slower ones, think 5 is the lowest you should go, and then 8 is probably the highest you should go. However, I haven't messed with this. Like, personally, I don't need this, so this isn't actually on. It says 1.20. It's actually locked because I'm not using it. Might give that a go in the full game, of course. Again, I don't have much time to really, mess around with the settings too much. This is kind of some quick settings that do work for me very well right now in the beta. But I might experiment with that and then let you guys know whether I find anything that makes your aim a little bit more better in the full game. Of course, aim response curve type dynamic. It's the best. It's just, that is what it is. It's just the best. Didn't know about this. Again, this is something we might have to delve in. But I've left that on 1. I have not changed that at all. Again, something that we might focus on when the full game comes out, of course. Transition timing, instant, custom sensitivity zoom. You can change this if you want for like your snipers and stuff. I know some of you guys want to be able to quickscope and stuff. I find it personally quite easy to quickscope with the settings I have anyway. Like, it's more set up for assault rifles and SMGs. But yeah, I'd leave that the same. And then target aim assist, of course you want this on. And then aim assist type. I found Black Ops is a no-go in this game. Black Ops does not seem to be the wave of this game. I'm not surprised by that. It was a broken aim assist in MW3, and it looks like that's probably been nerfed. Not into oblivion. It is still usable. 100% you can use this, and you might like this more than default, but I personally like default. I think default's going to be the wave for the year ahead. Automatic sprint. Now, this is an interesting one. I have it off still because I don't know. I like the side cancelling and stuff. Like, I like it without the automatic sprint, but I know some of you might want to have that automatic tac sprint on. So either off or automatic tac sprint, I would say. You could even have automatic sprint. This is kind of a more preference thing. I personally like having it off. Again, in the full game, I might change this, but automatic tactical sprint will definitely be very, very viable in this game. Back to the settings are on. So, okay. Sorry about that, guys. There was a random update in the middle of my middle of the settings video. So anyway, you might notice a little bit of a cut. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. Single tap sprint behavior. I have it on single tap run. Perfectly fine for me. Works as good as it normally does. These, I have these all off. This is to stop you from mantling accidentally. I have this on trigger. A lot of this I haven't really changed because a lot of it's not very important. Equipment behavior hold, of course. Tactical ADS activation. I've turned this off. I don't like the tactical ADS. I don't feel like it has a use. It's a bit of a gimmicky thing, like for it to just be new, I guess. I personally don't like it. I don't feel like I'm gonna ever have a use for it. So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's gonna be useful to me. ADS stick swap. I have off, of course. I don't see why I'd use that. Weapon mount delay. Exit is short. Depleted ammo switch on, so I know when I run out of ammo. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Next up, graphics, on-demand texture streaming. I always have this off. I don't see the point in this. It doesn't really make the game look that much better. It's not like it's a world changer. And you're just going to cause yourself more lag, okay? You're downloading graphics at the same time of playing. I don't understand this feature. I don't see why Call of Duty always has this. But yeah, just have this off. World motion blur off. Weapon motion blur off. Film grain 0. Depth of field off. And fidelity cast on. Have that on 100. Links to the game look incredible. If you can, and of course I recommend if you are on one of those Xbox Series X players or PS5, or of course if you're on PC, 120Hz refresh rate, have it on. This is the best thing ever, being able to play at 120 FPS. It's awesome. Field of view. Okay, this is the secret source as well. 103, affected, and wide is what I'm finding good success with at the moment. I did actually, and you will see the gameplay eventually, I almost got a nuke in my third game in the beta. It was insane. Close, but no cigar. But I feel like we might get one, so stay tuned, guys. Of course, inverted flashbang on. Fun thing about this, if you turn away from a flashbang, it no longer flashbangs you. So it's a little secret tip there. If you turn away from it, like you kind of do in CSGO and stuff, it doesn't actually flash you anymore. Very interesting. Those don't matter. Brightness, this is all going to depend on your monitor and that. For me, it looks like 47. Again, this will depend on your brightness of your monitor and that, which I can't obviously discuss for everyone's monitor types. Safe area as minimum as possible so you can have the minimap in the corner, as close to the center of the screen, so you can actually see the red dots that we actually have in this game for when people fire on the minimap. How cool is that, right? We've got a feature back that's been in Call of Duty for years. No thanks to Infinity Ward. But anyway, enough about complaining about Infinity Ward. Headphone bass boost works perfectly fine for me. Footsteps are pretty balanced so far. Obviously, I haven't got the perks to see whether or not Dead Silence is really good. The awareness perk or whatever it is, I want to see how effective that might be in this game. It will be interesting. These are my volume settings. I've had them since MW2. 0, 30, 100, 100, and 0. Voice chat, this all stuff doesn't matter, to be honest. And then finally, interface. Subtitles, I've got off. Color customization. It's taken my same settings from Modern Warfare 2, which is fantastic. These are the ones that work well for me. So this is all dependent here, what your color palette is for what you want people to be. Whether you want your teammates to be green, blue, red, orange is up to you. But I do recommend this to make the game look visually more appealing. Filter 2, filter target both, 100, 100. Will make the game look more sharper. If for whatever reason you have this on round, change it to square, you have more minimap because of it. Minimap rotation on, off and off. I personally don't like having the crosshairs on. Hit marker visuals, of course. And I've got the server latency and packet loss to see whether or not the connections I'm getting into are a little bit iffy. And they are at the moment, but of course, this beta is like open now to Xbox players, PC players, PS4, PS5, anyone who's like got a PS4, PS5 basically can play the beta. Of course, those on Xbox and PC who are waiting for the open beta will have to wait, I believe. So not today, not tomorrow, but the day after to be able to play the MW3 beta. But these are the settings that I have for MW3, for controller, on console mainly, but you can obviously use these on PC if you're using controller, especially with the Elite controller settings too. I hope these settings help you out for the beta. Again, don't take these as like what the settings you should use in the full game. I will, of course, when the full game comes out, be able to mess around a bit more, experiment with things, and give you guys the perfect settings that you will want, of course, on the full release. But these are my beta settings for now. They will do the job. They will work fantastic for you. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.